At 75 years old, Bill Murray stands at a strange crossroads, one few comedy legends ever reach so publicly. In recent years, projects associated with him have quietly unraveled, collaborators have hesitated, and conversations once limited to industry whispers have spilled into the open. What has captured attention is not only the resurfacing of decades-old accusations and reports of difficult behavior, but Murray's own response. Measured, reflective, and unexpectedly candid. Rather than denying the past or hiding behind legacy, he has acknowledged that his behavior often crossed boundaries, shaped by a culture that once rewarded chaos and excused recklessness. The result is a moment of reckoning that has sparked debate across Hollywood, not just about Murray himself, but about how long the industry protected its icons while ignoring the cost to others. Roots in noise and survival. Bill Murray was born on September 21, 1950, in Evanston, Illinois, and raised in nearby Wilmette, in a household defined by noise, humor, and endurance. As the fifth of 9 children, in an Irish Catholic family, Bill grew up surrounded by competition for attention and survival. His father worked long hours as a lumber salesman, while money stretched thin and humor became a form of currency at the dinner table. Laughter wasn't just entertainment, it was survival. When his father died unexpectedly from complications related to diabetes while Bill was still a teenager, the family dynamic shifted overnight. Grief entered the house, but so did responsibility, and humor became both a shield and an escape from the weight of loss that settled over the Murray family. Rebellion as identity. Bill was never comfortable with straight lines or conventional expectations. In school, he balanced sports, music, and mischief, forming a rock band and using humor to mask uncertainty and grief. He admired American outlaws and rule breakers, figures who lived outside systems rather than within them. A failed attempt at college and a highly publicized airport arrest in 1970, stemming from a reckless joke that spiraled out of control, ended any remaining attachment to a traditional path. Instead of collapsing under the weight of that mistake, Murray pivoted toward comedy, following his brother Brian into the orbit of Chicago's Second City, where unpredictability wasn't punished, it was celebrated. Chaos Finds, a stage Second City, and the later National Lampoon Radio became Murray's proving grounds, places where improvisation, danger, and brilliance existed side by side. He developed a style that felt unstable but magnetic, blending sarcasm with vulnerability, and an edge that made audiences unsure whether to laugh or brace themselves. When he eventually joined Saturday Night Live, Murray didn't arrive polished. He arrived raw. Early performances faltered, but his willingness to fail publicly became part of his appeal. Characters like Nick the Lounge Singer and his famously awkward Abraham Lincoln sketch worked because they felt one breath away from collapse. Murray wasn't playing jokes, he was daring the audience to stay with him. Stardom and its costs. By the time Murray transitioned into film with Meatballs and Caddyshack, his improvisational chaos had become box office gold. Studios benefited enormously from his unpredictability, even as sets sometimes paid the price. Stories of erratic behavior, blown budgets, and volatile moods followed him, often reframed as evidence of genius rather than warning signs. Films like Stripes and Ghostbusters cemented his status as a star, but they also revealed a pattern. Murray pushed boundaries not just creatively, but personally. What once felt harmless in a permissive industry culture would later be re-examined through a very different lens. Reinvention through restraint. In the late 1990s, something in Murray shifted. Burned out on spectacle and increasingly uncomfortable with fame, he gravitated toward quieter, more introspective work. Collaborations with Wes Anderson and Rushmore and the Royal Tenenbaums revealed a new side of Murray, sad, restrained, and deeply human. These performances resonated not because they were funny, but because they felt honest. Murray began trading punchlines for silence, irony for regret, and chaos for melancholy. Films like Lost in Translation and Broken Flowers transformed his image, turning him into an unlikely symbol of late-life reflection and emotional vulnerability. Reckoning in the modern era. As cultural standards evolved, Murray's past behavior, long minimized or reframed, was reevaluated. Reports of inappropriate conduct and volatile working relationships resurfaced, culminating in the cancellation of a 2022 project following a formal complaint. Murray publicly acknowledged that he had caused harm, stating that he misread situations and relied too heavily on instincts shaped by an outdated industry culture. His response did not erase the damage, but it marked a rare moment of accountability from a figure long protected by nostalgia and reputation. For many, it became a case study in how charisma once shielded behavior that today demands responsibility. Aging, honesty, and uncertainty. In recent appearances, Murray has spoken less like a performer and more like a man taking inventory. He has admitted to complacency, to leaning on his reputation, and to confusing freedom with entitlement. Returning to smaller projects and independent films, he has described playing flawed characters as a form of reckoning rather than redemption. His late career roles carry the weight of someone aware that legacy is not built solely on talent, but on how one treats others along the way. At 75, Murray no longer presents himself as untouchable, only unfinished. A complicated legacy. Bill Murray's story is not one of simple rise and fall, nor of villainy or vindication. It is the story of a man shaped by grief, rewarded for chaos, and eventually confronted by the limits of charm. His career reshaped modern comedy, proving that sadness and humor could coexist in the same breath. But it also reflects the cost of an era that confused brilliance with immunity. Today, Murray remains a figure of contradiction, beloved, criticized, admired, and questioned all at once. Perhaps that complexity is the most honest ending available, a reminder that legends are human first and that laughter, no matter how powerful, does not absolve responsibility.